Well, RRSP deadline is today, so you still have a little bit of time to contribute for your retirement to the savings anyway, but there could be other ways to place your money. Joining us now for a look is Alan Small of the Alan Small Financial Group, IA Private Wealth. Alan, good to talk to you on this deadline day. You know, I'm wondering, I'm sure as an advisor, you don't want people to wait till the last minute, but if they have, like many of us, what is the advice today?
Well, I guess you want to get that money in as soon as you can, obviously. I think that the biggest thing we all should have in our minds is get the money in and then, meet the deadline, which is midnight today. And then from there, we can figure out what we want to buy afterwards. So I guess for those that are waiting that last minute, they want to check out their T4s to see how much they need to contribute to their RRSPs to bring down their income tax for the 2023 tax year. I guess get that money in at some point today and then worry about what to invest in the coming days.
Alan, are you finding that many people in this economy right now, when you consider the cost of living, inflation, et cetera, do have as much money, I don't want to call it disposable income, but enough money to save to sort of hit that maximum potentially of 18%? Or are you noticing that people may have a little bit less that they contribute these days?
That's a great question. Well, actually, what we're finding this year, at least what I'm finding with some of my clients, is instead of new money coming into their portfolios, they're actually taking money from other portfolios, non-registered accounts, and moving that money in. So maybe not as much new money as we've seen in the past, but perhaps taking from one account and moving it into the RRSP and getting that tax deduction that many investors or many individuals in general need.
And there are all kinds of tax strategies out there for investing, Alan, including TFSAs, of course, the tax-free savings accounts. You're the investment advisor here. Are you pushing people more that way or RRSPs or kind of a combination?
And again, another great question. I think it just depends on the individual person. Do you need a tax deduction, I guess, is the main question. If you do, RRSPs is the way to go. If a tax deduction is not as necessary, then tax-free savings accounts. We know that for the life of the tax-free savings account, since it's been started back in 2009, if you were above the age of 18 back in 2009, you could put up to $95,000 into a TFSA. A couple, husband, wife, could put almost $200,000, $190,000 into TFSAs and grow that money tax-free over time. And whenever you pull that money out, you don't have to pay any tax, whereas obviously RRSPs are different. You put that money in, you get a tax deduction, but when you go to pull that money out, when you're ready to retire, then you have to pay income tax at that time. So it's more of a tax deferral rather than tax saving. So I think for most individuals, it's going to come down to, do you need a tax deduction? If you need one, RRSPs is the way to go. If you don't need one and you have room in your TFSA, many investors are starting to use TFSAs a lot more since the limits have grown to, as I said, up to $95,000.
And Alan, just before I let you go, I mean, the markets in North America in particular have certainly, especially south of the border, been a bit of a tear lately. A lot of portfolios have been going up. What does that mean for a person like yourself when you're an investment advisor trying to help people advise and they see the way things are going? Do you have to kind of temper expectations? How do you manage in this environment right now?
Yeah, tempering expectations is a good way to put it. I think most people kind of have it opposite, right? When the market's going strong, they want to put money in, more and more money, and they're susceptible to a bit of a pullback that will happen at some point. Whereas when markets were struggling about a year ago, that's when you should have been putting money in, trying to muster up as much money as you can to put money into the markets, because markets are obviously low. You want to buy into weakness and sell the strength, buy low and sell high. A lot of investors, unfortunately, get a little opposite. So, yeah, I think tempering expectations going forward does make sense, but I do believe 2024 will be another positive year.
Okay, I'm sure it's going to be a busy day for you, so thanks for taking some time. That's Alan Small of the Alan Small Financial Group joining us live here on RRSP Deadline Day. Good to chat with you, Alan.
Thank you.